Today is a Maha Shivaratri. Actually, last night, and all over India, they were observing the Shivaratri. The Shiva, the word Shiva means auspicious. And why he is auspicious, we will slowly discuss about it. And there is a group of people who consider that Lord Shiva is the creator, he is the preserver and also the destroyer. The whole universe has been created by him, it is resting on him, and it merges within the Shiva. Now this one, the Utpala Deva, a very famous Shaivite. Among the Hindus, there are many sects are there. Shaivism, the followers of Shiva clan, is also one. Utpala Deva is very famous Shaivite, and he is telling all these insentient objects cannot exist without being known or manifested by a knower. And who is the knower? It is Shiva. Now Somananda, another Shaivite, he says Shiva and Shakti are one. Shiva is never devoid of Shakti. Shakti is the divine power. Shaivism does not recognize the difference between the Lord Shiva and his divine power. Now here is a very subtle division between the Shaivism and Shakta. Shakta are those who are the worshippers of goddess Kali. Kali is considered as the Shakti of Shiva. And Shaivism and Shakta, what is the difference? Shaktas, they say, Shiva is possessing the knowledge, but his power is goddess Kali. But the Shaivism says there is no difference. The Shakti is never away from the Shiva. And this is the viewpoint supported by Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. They are both same, like the fire and the burning capacity of the fire. Fire and the burning capacity of the fire are the same. So this is Shiva. Now, what are the power of the Shiva, whom we call the power of Shiva? It says there are only 5 powers. And sometimes we will see that Shiva is having 5 faces. Panchanana. Another name of Shiva is Pancha. Pancha means 5. Anana. Anana means face. The Shiva is having 5 faces. Why the 5 faces? Because it is all symbolic. Most of the Hinduism, everything, they tell the philosophy through a symbol. The Shiva, Lord Shiva, is having 5 faces. Panchanana. What is the meaning of the Panchanana? The 5 power. What are those power of Shiva? This is very important. The power of consciousness. The first power of Shiva is the power of consciousness. Second, the power of bliss. Consciousness is called Chit. Second is the bliss, Ananda. Third is the volition. Volition means desire, Ichha. And fourth is the power of knowledge, Jnana. And fifth is the power of action. Very simple. If we can understand the meaning of it, so we can understand why the Shiva is having 5 faces. The problem is Majority of the Hindus now have forgotten the real meaning of the symbol. They take the symbol as the original, and they are very serious about the Shiva is having 5 faces. Why? We don't know. He is God, he must be having many faces. We are ordinary people, we are having only one. It's not like that. When a philosophy is, they are explaining the philosophy for the ordinary people to make them easy, to make it easy so that they can remember, they are making it in this way, putting it in this way, the Panchanana, the 5 faces Shiva. First is the consciousness. He is always conscious. Second, he is always in bliss, in Ananda. Now another three guna are the power, that is the volition, Ichcha, very subtle in the mind of Shiva. Then Jnana, knowledge, and lastly action. The moment Shiva in action, we see the Tandava. You will find that there is a Shiva Tandava. Shiva is dancing. We sometimes say in a different way, and it is the creation, he is creating. And the same thing the Shaktas will say with the Ichcha and the Kriya, volition and the action. Ichcha, Jnana, all up to this is the Shiva. But the Kriya, the action, comes through goddess Kali. The goddess Kali, the Shakti. So this is the power of Shiva. Shemaraja says, this is very important, unless and until we know the philosophy, simply when you are doing the puja, you don't understand Shiva. Shiva is very popular everywhere. And in everything, people, they will say Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. And the moment you say Shiva, you become pure. Why? Because the consciousness comes. What is Shiva? Consciousness. The Shemaraja, another very famous Shaivite, he is telling Shiva has 2 things. The nature of manifestation, Prakasha, and the nature of I consciousness, Vimarsha. Vimarsha, those who have little idea about the Indian language, the Vimarsha means meditating. You will always see the Shiva with closed eyes, meditating. He is always with the consciousness, merging with the consciousness. At the same time, same Shiva, when manifesting, is called Prakasha. Prakash, those who knows the Indian language, they know it is manifestation, expression. What is the expression? In Vedanta they say the same thing. In Vedanta they say, Ekaham bahushyamavihi. When the people, they like to know the Hinduism's viewpoint of creation, how this world, this universe was created, they say a wave came, a desire came in the mind of the consciousness. There's a big consciousness, just like the ocean, without any ripples, not the wave, ripples, calm and quiet. And that is called without manifestation, without prakasha, all continuously eye conscious. Shiva, Trinetra, his eyes always closed, and when open, a little portion of eyes are open, there is also looking to the third. Third is the jnana. So this is very important. And suddenly they think there should be manifestation. Ekaham bahushyamavihi. I am one, I like to be many. Why the consciousness? Why the Chaitanya? Why the Brahman? Why the Shiva should think like that? No one can answer. That's why Swami Vivekananda is telling Hindus are bold enough to say, we do not know. There is no ambiguity. We cannot fathom, we cannot gaze the mind of God. Why the God is doing like this? Why should he do it? Who can tell? The other day someone was asking a question. Why Swami Vivekananda passed away before 40? He was a very qualified person and he could influence people in many ways. Had he lived for 80 years, the contribution would have been very, very permanent on the human society. Why Vivekananda passed away before 40? He asked this question to me. So jokingly I told, when I meet Vivekananda, I will ask him. How can I answer? Because that is his desire. Why the God is creating? That is his desire. You cannot ask why. That is the speciality. The Shiva's power is volition. So we have to remember the Shiva is having 5 power. First is consciousness. Second is bliss, ananda. Third is volition, ichha, desire. Fourth is knowledge. And fifth is action. This is the whole Shiva, and afterwards we will understand the prakasha and bimarsha. Bimarsha means merged in consciousness. When we try to meditate, what usually we do, we try to go back to our consciousness. What is meditation? Nothing but the process to go back to our consciousness. That is meditation. Shiva is always in that meditation. And Swami Vivekananda also we found like that. Now, this same tattva, these ideas in the Shiva, Abhinava Gupta, these are the names I am telling you because they are very famous. Abhinava Gupta is also again a very famous Shaivite. And he is giving another explanation. The Shiva Tattva. What is the Shiva Tattva? Tattva means the truth. What is the meaning of Shiva? What is the truth of Shiva? It says consciousness, Chit. I was telling that first Shiva has 5 faces. The first face, the power is Chit, Chaitanya, consciousness. And that is exactly the whole of Hinduism. If we do not understand this consciousness, we understand the prana, our life. We understand that this wood is not conscious, but I am conscious. Or a little ant is conscious. But by that consciousness, we only mean life, living. But this consciousness means totally different. A little bit of life and understanding, the knowledge, okay. But this consciousness means the whole thing within that. And what is that? Only one who can realize it, can understand it. That's why Swami Sri Ramakrishna says, Brahman cannot be explained ever. This Abhinavagupta says, Parama Shiva. Shiva has different grade. Parama, the word Parama means highest. The highest Shiva and non-different from the other tattvas, the truths. What is that? The first is the power of consciousness, Chit. It's called Shiva Tattva. Second is Shakti Tattva. Shakti means the bliss, Ananda. And third is Shada Shiva Tattva. You will you have heard this name, you will see that names, Sadashiva, Paramashiva, all this. This Sadashiva Tattva means when he is thinking to manifest, the desire is coming in his mind, that is called Sadashiva. Then the knowledge, Ishvara Shiva, Ishvara Tattva. Then the action means Shuddha Vidya Tattva. Now this is very difficult to understand immediately because very complicated philosophy. As simple as possible I am trying to explain so that we can understand why we should worship Shiva. There is one is emotional, and there just by tradition, just by liking, just by practice, every year we come, we gather, we go to the Shiva temple and worship. But why, if we know, then we get the benefit. What is that benefit? Consciousness. Unless and until we get this benefit, it is of no use. Thousands of people will gather in the Shiva temples, the famous Shiva temples, particularly in Varanasi. Varanasi is the main place. Millions of people, it's so difficult. And then all are going and pouring the water on the Shiva. Why? They think by doing that, they will get the blessings of God, of course. But if you know why you are doing, whom you are worshipping, what type of blessings you will get, that is exactly is religion. Without understanding, when we are accepting, we are not getting the total benefit. One person was asking me why we should have to read so much before taking initiation from Ramakrishna Mission. Because whoever is approaching me for initiation, I told at least 6 to 7 months you have to go through the biography of Sri Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, Mother. Then I told, because you are going to accept an ideology, and unless and until you understand the ideology, what actually you are going to receive, it's of no use. If simply someone say, repeat the name of Rama, Jai Sri Rama, Jai Sri Rama, Jai Sri Rama, like that if we do, little benefit of course he will get. But if you understand what is the meaning of Rama, why I am repeating the name of Rama, why not somebody else, then the benefit is more. So always we find in Hinduism, they always tell that you must understand, then only. They never say that come to me and then I will pray for God, pray to God for you. No. You directly go to God and pray. So that is the speciality. The Shiva Tattva, Shakti Tattva, Sadashiva Tattva, Ishvara Tattva, Shuddha Vidya Tattva. But again, Shiva is absolutely free from all this because Shiva is Atman, the Supreme Self. So when you look at the Vedanta, they speak about the same thing. Atman, the pure self. When we read or hear or learn the Shaivism, we find the same thing. Now how the creation begins. The Vedanta says Maya. It's a very special power of God. And no one could give the definition of Maya, but only you have to understand it. The word, 4-letter word Maya, and that is the key of everything. The moment you are free from Maya, you are free from all the bondages. And what is that bondage? Idea that I am a body, I am a mind, I am a male, I am a female, I am a human being, I am an animal, bird, and all this. Wrong. I am consciousness. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. That is the ultimate of Hinduism. Here they say, Shaivism, they say the same thing in a different terminology. They say Kunchuka. Kunchuka. Kunchuka means the quivering, the covering. And this Kunchuka or the Maya. And here again, Bharadaraja says, Maya deludes the individual, which knows itself that it is limited. The moment we feel that we are limited, we are small, we suffer. When in reality, it is omnipotent. So one gentleman was asking me, what is the ultimate of religion? I told the ultimate of religion to know whatever, I am the monarch of whatever I see and I survey. In one place, one writer is writing, I am the monarch of whatever I survey. If you think that you are the monarch, you are the king, you are the master, you are the master. Similarly, if we think that all are nothing but me, that is called ultimate of Godhood. What is Godhood? Jesus, we consider him God, Avatara. We worship him. We read his words, inspiring words. Being Hindu, we are reading the Bible, the words of Jesus, and we try to follow Jesus. Why? Only one thing proved that he is God. When he was, the people were nailing him alive. Even in that condition, Jesus could pray for them. No ordinary person can do. If anybody is just giving me a push, immediately I will turn with red eyes and get myself ready to fight. Immediately all my ego will rush up. But here, when the people are killing him, he is praying for them. Can any ordinary person do it? How could he do that? Because he knew they are also his creation. He has created them, and that is the reason. This Kunchuka means the quivering, the covering, and from there all this creation. What they are covering? The knowledge. What is that knowledge? The truth. What is the truth? The moment you know that I am the self. Vedanta gives a very special type of explanation, and they try to make you understand. There is a rope, and in the darkness, one person sees that rope as a snake. It is not snake. In reality, it is only a rope. But the rope cannot be seen because of the darkness properly. The one person cannot clearly see that rope. So what he is doing, he is imposing his own idea. What is that? Snake. And he is perspiring, he is afraid, he is shouting. Then if someone is coming with the light, with the lamp of the light, he sees, oh no, I need not to be afraid of. This is only a rope. The moment we know that we are eternal, the fear of death is gone. We are afraid of what? Only one thing, death. Everybody is afraid of death. Right from the birth till the end of our life, all the time we are afraid of death. And that is why Shiva is the master of the death. And what is that? I cannot die. Only this body is changing. I am eternal. The moment I know it, surely, why should I be afraid of? Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, when he was dying and people thought he is dead because he left the body, physical body, the Holy Mother also was thinking that he is no more, and he was changing his dresses because the traditional Hindu way, she wanted to be dressed like a widow. Immediately Sri Ramakrishna manifested and said, "Why you are doing like this? You are not supposed to do that. I have only changed this body, left that body, but I am, being God, always and eternal." The moment we understand that, immediately we become eternal. So, no more philosophy of so much. Now let us try to understand this Shiva through the excellent Ganga Stotram, Shiva Mahimna Stotram. Before that, let us offer the pranam to Shiva. I will read. All of you are having the papers? There are some papers, please collect. So the two pictures I have given over there, one picture of the Lord Shiva, this is also the Kashishwara, but the worshipped by Swami Vivekananda's mother at Calcutta. If you ever go to Calcutta, you will still find that Shiva very nicely kept over there, preserved. The Shiva which was worshipped by the mother of Swami Vivekananda, with only one prayer. What is that prayer? "Oh Shiva, please become my son. I want a son, but that should be like the Shiva." That is the eternal prayer of the mother. And the young ladies, they also go to the Shiva temple with a prayer, "I want you as my husband." Why? This is all social thing, and they think Shiva is always quiet and never quarrel, and so as a husband, the young ladies, they think Shiva is the best. He is having all qualities, he is very powerful, the whole universe is under him, but at the same time, he never fights, never imposes the ideas, no ego. So the young ladies, they think and pray. This last night, millions of ladies will be going with this prayer, "I want you as my husband." And the mothers will be praying, "I want you as my son." But what is that? Consciousness. And that consciousness we found in the personality of Swami Vivekananda. And the next, that picture that you see, that is famous, very famous Shiva Linga of the Kashi. Before coming to America over here, I went there and then I touched this Shiva. And when I went over there, there's so much of crowd, and just at my back there were 4 or 5 wrestlers. The heavy, huge body, very powerful wrestlers. They also went to Shiva for whatever reason. And the wrestlers are sometimes restless. So there was a queue, one after another, they were going and touching Shiva, but the wrestlers, they thought, make it fast, so they gave me a push. And their little push was so heavy on me, forceful on me. I don't know, maybe it was the desire of the Shiva, but whatever, I fell on Shiva and then hugged him. And then I told, "I have not come, I am sorry if you are hurt, but because of some people they pushed me, but I am happy that I could hug you." So people usually they do, and today we have organized in such a way, you can touch the Shiva, you can pour the water, milk, and also give a flower, then touch the Shiva and pray, whatever you pray. So this is the Kashishwara Vishwanath. Now we will chant, before chanting we will utter the pranam mantra. Ritam Satyam param brahma purusham Krishna pingalam. The two words ritam, ritam means the eternal truth, and satyam means truth. Ritam satyam param brahma purusham Krishna pingalam. The Shiva is the Parama. Parama means highest. Brahman means consciousness. And he is the Purusha. The word Purusha means male. He is not male. Actually, the consciousness that remains within the soul, within the heart. So Pura, Pura means the house or the home. That is called Pura. And there remains the consciousness. But we can't see because he is Krishna, black, Pingala. Ritam satyam param brahma purusham Krishna pingalam urdharitam virupaksham Vishwarupaya vai namo namaha. He is totally controlling his senses. Most of the thought, it goes below. We have 7 stages, and up to the navel, that is all the thoughts circling round worldly thoughts and circling round the physical body. The one who can go up to the heart and then slowly other stages up to the highest point is called urdharitam. Urdharitam virupaksham Vishwarupaya vai namo namaha. See, the Vishwarupa, he is the manifestation of all that we see. All the manifestations, sentient or insentient, birds, insects, reptiles, human being, animals, nothing but the manifestation of the same Shiva. There's a Nandi sitting over here. He is the bull. And they say the Shiva is all the time traveling, sitting on the bull. Why? It has 2 meanings. Practically, India being a cultivation, main is income, economy is cultivation. So they always respect bull because plowing. Now the machines are coming. In those days, it was there. So that is the symbol of Shiva. So no one will hurt the bull. It is very powerful, but very calm and quiet. If not agitated, very calm and quiet, very powerful. But at the same time, in the philosophical meaning of the bull, the same animal is also the manifestation of the Shiva. That's why the traditional Hindu, we have put the bull over like this, but they will put the bull, the face always facing the Shiva. If you go to a traditional Hindu temple, you will find the Shiva in this way, and the face of the bull is facing the Shiva, always looking at the Shiva. And the traditional Hindu will look at the Shiva in between the horns. They will see the Shiva through the horns, in between the space through the horns. So that way they do. Why? Because these ordinary animals are also manifestation of the same Shiva. Let us now repeat the whole mantra. Ritam satyam param brahma Purusham Krishna pingalam Urdharetam Virupaksham Vishwarupaya Vai Namo Namaha. Namah Shivaya Shantaya Karanatraya Hetave Nivedayami Chatmanam Gatistam Parameshwaraha. He Parama Ishvara. Parama means the highest. Ishvara means the God. Why God? Because now He is creating. The same Lord, when not manifesting, creating anything, He is the Shiva. You will find the Shiva is all the time meditating or lying down, closed eyes. But the same Shiva, when creating, it's called Ishvara. Ishvara means the master, because he is creating. And this Ishvara, this Lord, this Shiva is our goal. So they say, Namah Shivaya Shantaya Karanatraya Hetave. And I am dedicating myself, offering myself, Nivedayami Chatmanam Gatistam Parameshwaraha. Now we will chant the Vishwanatha Ashtakam. If you go to the Kashi, it's not very clean city. We are sorry, but when the Kashi, that was created, the city was made, nobody can say, no one knows. One of our Swamijis, who is now in charge of our Japan center, Medhosananda ji, he did a research work on Varanasi, and he has produced a huge book, huge one. And in details he has described over there, but it is very difficult to understand how the Varanasi was created, when it was created. Lord Buddha, who was 500 years before, they say, than Jesus Christ, he also came to Varanasi to spread his message. This is very unique, and right from the beginning, it was the seat of learning. And all the kings and the queens, they came and they have helped this to build. When the Muslim invasion came, those Nawabs, not understanding what is this temple, and you know, in the politics, they always try to break the unity. So because the Kashi, because that Varanasi, the same name, different names of the same city, Kashi and the Varanasi. And they tried to break that temple so that the Hindus, the unity of the Hindus will be broken. That was all political movement. We should not take it as a spiritual way. Politically, it always happened. The Jerusalem is also happening like that. This is all political movement. They broke that, but still it is continuing in the same way. Now if you go the original, the Shiva, that is, we do not know where it is, but once again, the one queen, she has constructed the temple in the fashion of the old temple, and that Shiva is there. That Vishwanatha Ashtakam, if you go to the Kashi, it never sleeps. And it has very narrow lanes. You have to go through that narrow lanes. And at 2 o'clock if you go, I went over there many times. The people, they will go to the Ganga, they will give after bathing in that wet cloth, they will come to the Shiva, then offer before Shiva, then they will go back to their home. So that at 2 o'clock to 3 or 4, all the monks are coming, sannyasis. And all the time they will be chanting Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. The whole city is vibrating with that sound. Om Namah Shivaya. Excellent. And if you go to Vrindavan, 24 hours people are singing about the Krishna. They say for hundreds of years it never stopped. Someone or other is going on singing about Krishna. And atmosphere is totally different. But the moment you come to Varanasi, totally different. Majority of the monks, they will be going in the morning. Nobody dares to go at that time. They will be going and bathing and coming and offering pranam. This is a unique sight. Then in the daytime if you go, devotees are coming, stream of devotees. There will be crowd, they will be shouting. But all of them, they are going over there. Now, when they do the arati, there's a sight to see. People will be hiring the boats, and from the Ganges they will be observing. All the temple priests will come, and the big arati will be going on. Excellent way. Very impressive. And that time people, all of them, they will be singing. Ganga taranga ramaniya jatakalapam Gauri nirantara vibhushita bhama bhagam Narayana priyam ananga maha madapaharam Varanasi purapatim bhaja Vishwanatham. I will sing a little portion. You can also chant with me. The Shiva is a matted hair. They never care for the hair, so they are matted. But that is just like the waves of the holy Ganga. So that they are describing the matted hair of the Shiva is so beautiful, just like the waves of the Ganga. Ganga taranga ramaniya jatakalapam Gauri nirantara Vibhushita Bhama Bhagam. The Shakti, the power, is always sits at the left. You see the Sri Ramakrishna sitting and Holy Mother's picture at the left of Sri Ramakrishna. They considered that the Shakti is always at the left side of the God. So the Gauri, the Shakti of Shiva, always at the left of the God. Ganga taranga ramaniya jatakalapam Gauri nirantara vibhushita Bhama bhagam Narayana priyam. You are also very dear of Narayana. Narayana, another very famous god, the Narayana. And if you go to that the famous place, That's called Har Ki Pauri. And there also they say that this is also part of the Vishnu. Narayana Priyam Ananga Madapaharam Varanasi Purapatim Bhaja Vishwanatham Varanasi Purapatim Bhaja Vishwanatham. He is the master of that Varanasi. It's not a very big area, a very small area. But people say, they believe, whoever will die in that particular area, immediately they will be liberated. Many people will go to Kashi only to die. If you go to Kashi, you will see majority of the people are elderly. They are waiting there with a hope that if they die over there, they will be liberated, free from the bondage of birth and death, the circle of birth and death. But the very peculiar thing is, very few people really die over there, in that area. One gentleman, he was there almost for 15 years, continuously. Then, for some reason, he thought, let me go to Calcutta and see my grandchildren, again I will come back. The moment he came to Calcutta, he had a heart attack and died. He could not. So this is very peculiar. No one can explain why like this, but Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna himself saw that Lord Shiva is cutting the all bondages and all people are getting liberated. And no one ever remain hungry over there, because the Shiva's Shakti is Annapurna. Everyone will get the food. There's an Annapurna temple also there. So this is what. Now let us chant this. I think you have learned this is the tune. Now slowly we will chant. Ganga Taranga Ramaniya Jata Kalapam Gauri Nirantara Vibhushita Bama Bhagam Narayana Priya Ananga Madapaharam Varanasi Purapatim Bhaja Vishwanatham. When you are uttering these words, Varanasi Purapatim Bhaja Vishwanatham, try to imagine that you are in the Varanasi and pouring the milk, then the yogurt, then the honey, and also the Ganges water on that Shiva. Shiva is love that. So imagine the imagination, and everything is nothing but imagination. And today's imagination, tomorrow's realization. Varanasi Purapatim Bhaja Vishwanatham Bhaja Vishwanatham Vacham Gochara Aneka Gunaswarupam. You cannot explain Shiva through words, because he is having so much of qualities. Vacham Gochara Aneka Gunaswarupam Bhagesha Vishnu Surase Bitapada Pitham Bhamena Vigraha Varena Kalatravantam Varanasi Purapatim Bhaja Vishwanatham Varanasi Purapatim Bhaja Vishwanatham Bhutadhipam Bhujagabhushanabhushitangam Bhutadhipam Bhujagabhu Shanabhushitangam Vyagrajina Baradharam Jatilam Trinetram. The Shiva, he is adored with the Bhujaga, that is the snakes. But what is that is again symbol. We have to keep in mind the Hinduism means symbol. Snake is the symbol of yoga. He is actually the master of yoga. Because when a person is meditating, when his power is rising up, it moves like a snake. And that is the reason snake is the symbol of yoga. The Shiva is all the time having the yoga is so easily as if a garland. Bhutadhipam Bhujagabhu Shanabhushitangam Vyagrajinam Varadharam Jatilam Trinetram Pashankusha Bhayavara. The kusha, the sha should be a little long, so it pronounced a. If we say the bhaya, then the whole meaning is changed. It is abhaya. But if we break over here, the tune is lost. That's why Pashankusha Bhayavara Padashula Panim. He is having the both Ankusha and the Pasha. Pasha means the rope by which is binding the soul. That rope is nothing but the karma phala, the action and reaction of the work that we do. If we are doing good work, we are getting the good result. So that is the pasha, and that with that only he is giving the punishment to the jivas. At the same time, he is giving abhaya. You are free, you need not to be afraid of. Pashankusha Bhayavara Pradashula Panim. He is having the trident, Trishula. The Shula is only one. Trishula, three means three. Three different, the sharp, there is a very special weapon of Shiva. What he does with that, I explained in a very simple way this time. I told the Shiva is having that because the center portion of that is giving education, knowledge. If the knowledge is not there, people are ignorant, they are weak. Knowledge is power. You have to have that knowledge. And knowledge is two different types. One, this worldly knowledge, which is science, and with that knowledge you earn money. So the another is economy. And the knowledge and economy, how the people will survive. The third one is the health. So three things are necessary: development of knowledge, economy, and health. Then only a whole society is happy. Unless we have the knowledge, but having the health and economy, they behave like the brutes. We have so many countries in the world who are having strong physique and also the money, they behave very peculiarly. Because that knowledge, the education is absent. Some people are having lot of education, but no health or economy, they are of no use. And that is the reason these three things are very, very important. This Varanasi, that is the seat of knowledge. That knowledge is the knowledge of spirituality, but not for everyone. Those who can understand spirituality, for them, or otherwise, for the ordinary people, worldly people, they must learn and develop themselves with this knowledge by which they can stand on their own feet. Pashankusha bhayabara pradashula panim Varanasi purapatim Bhaja Vishwanatham Varanasi purapatim Bhaja Vishwanatham Shitangshu Shovita Kirita Birajamanam Bhalekshana Nalabisho Shita Panchabanam Nagadhiparachitava Surakarnapuram Varanasi purapatim Bhaja Vishwanatham Varanasi purapatim Bhaja Vishwanatham Panchananam Duritamatta. We were just discussing about the 5 faces of Shiva. Panchananam. What are those 5 faces? The power of consciousness, power of bliss, the power of volition, the power of knowledge, and power of action. These are the pancha, the 5 face anana. Panchananam duritamatya madanga janam nagantakam danujapung bhagapannaganam davanalam maranashoka jaratabinam Varanasi Purapatim Bhaja Vishwanatham Varanasi Purapatim Bhaja Vishwanatham Varanasi Purapatim Bhaja Vishwanatham Ragadi Dosharahitam Sajananuragam. No, sorry, I think I have missed one sloka. Tejo mayam sagunanir gunam aditiyam. No, I have missed that tune actually. No, let us say Ganga Tarangaramaniya. Same sloka. Tejo mayam sagunanir gunam aditiyam. Tejo mayam sagunanir gunam aditiyam. Anandakam apara jitam apramiyam nagantakam sakalanish shkalamatmarupam Varanasi Purapatim Bhaja Vishwanatham Varanasi Purapatim Bhaja Vishwanatham. Bhagavan Shiv, they say, is very simple and very easily you can make him happy. So one person, he knew it. So he went to Shiva, went on praying to Shiva and offering flower, billa leaf and the water. And after some time, the Shiva became very happy with him and said, "What do you want?" He said, I want only one blessings from you. What is that? The moment I touch this right hand on anybody's head, he should burn. So Shiva said, okay, this is not very simple. I give you that boon. The moment you touch anybody's head with your right hand, he will burn. Now this fellow is very cunning. He told, you have given me the power, but I have to test. I have to know that whether it is really working or not. So I want to touch your head. Shiva told, hey, what is it? If you touch my head, I will die. But that I don't mind. But I must see that because he was against the gods, he was a Danava. So he wanted to touch the head of Shiva. Shiva started running to save himself. He is going on running here and there. But the person, that Danava, also chasing him. Then ultimately, Vishnu came to rescue Shiva. The Vishnu told Shiva, what has happened? This is the thing. He was so good to me. I thought that he is asking for a prayer. This thing, so I gave the moon and now he wants to test on me. Vishnu, it's all is the full of Maya. And he went to that person and told him, why you are running after Shiva? What happened? So this is the thing. I want to test. He said, see, your head is so near to yourself. You have a head? Yes. It is so near to you. Why you have to chase behind the Shiva? You just touch your head and see whether it acts or not. This is Maya. Under the spell of Vishnu, that person could not think that he may die. He touched his head, and with the Shiva's blessing, which never fails, he burned and died. So that way Shiva sometimes creates problems because of his simplicity. But at the same time, Shiva, when he is all meditating, then he never wants to break that meditation. But sometimes the people, other gods, they will think if the Shiva is meditating in this way, how the creation will work. So they said, Saint the Madana. This is the god of love, Madana. So the god of love, he went to the Shiva and he was trying to draw his mind for the worldly things. And the way he was doing it, Shiva became very angry. He looked at him with great anger, and immediately from the third eye, the fire came and burned the Madana. So these are all Puranic stories. Then the gods said, what will happen? So they went to the Parvati, and Parvati sat for the prayer, continuously praying to God, slowly brought down the mind of Shiva, and then the creation started. The Shiva has both the power. He can create and he can merge within the consciousness. One is Prakasha, I told you before. One is the power of Prakasha, creation. Another is Bimarsha. If you can remember these two very particular words, Bimarsha. Bimarsha means going back to the consciousness. Now again I have to take like this. I am not a singer, that's why I cannot give that. Ganga Taranga Ramaniya Jata Kalapam Gauri Nirantara Vibhu Shitabam Bhagam Narayana Priyam Anangamadapaharam Varanasi Purapatim Bhaja Vishwanatham Ragadi Dosharahitam Sajananuragam Vairagya Shanti Nilayam Girijasayayam Madhurya Dhairya Subhagam Garalabhiramam. He took the garal. Garal means the venom, the bish. And there is a story again when they were churning the ocean. So many good things were coming up. Then all other gods came and took the share. When the venom started coming up, no one was there. Then what will happen? They ran to Shiva. Again, the all-compassionate God. He was not invited to that place. No one informed him, you also please come. But now that when they were in trouble, they went to Shiva. He didn't say, why should I go now? The other time you didn't invite me, Because he is not having any ego, always compassion. Immediately he came and took away all that venom. That's why his kanta, the throat, is Neela. That it says Neela Kanta. But what is that venom? This is all I told you. In Hinduism, everything is nothing but different stories tell the truth, the satya, the philosophy. What is the philosophy? Philosophy is the venom is nothing but the ego. Our ego is the venom. Just because of the ego, so many things happen. Look at the history. Only one person, because of his ego, he killed millions of people. So the ego always works. Husband and wife, they will be fighting for what? Ego. They cannot come down and say that, okay, let us adjust because of the ego. And the result, both are suffering. Children are suffering. Society is suffering. Of course, some people are very happy with that, the lawyers. But why this fight? Because of the ego. So here we have to understand the venom means ego. Ashama vihaya. Up to this we will conclude because I think we have come up to the end. Now, dear devotees, this time we have organized that you will come and pour first the milk, then the water, and then put the flour. When you are doing that, at the same time, the moment this is over, now I will go offer this flour and all this, and then you come one after another, offer it. And touch the Shiva, pray to him. After that, we will have the prayer. But now we will have two things. I will offer the pranam mantra, and secondly, I will teach you one line song that you will continue. Those who will come over here, when you are offering the milk, water and flour, you should say Om Namah Shivaya, and others will continue that song. Will you do it? So, first is the pranam mantra. Tava tattvam na janami kriti shoshi maheshwara yadrishosi mahadeva tadrishaya namo namaha. This is, sometimes we make mistake. So the God should not be angry with us. So we are telling him, we do not know how big you are, how holy you are, how to worship you, how to pray you. So that's why, please be always blessed on us. Tava tattvam na janami. I do not know. Kidrishosi Maheshwara Yadrishosi Mahadeva Tadrishaya Namo Namaha. Then one word, go on repeating. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namayom. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namayom. This you have to go on repeating by clapping. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namayom. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namayom. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. At Belur Math, the brahmacharis, they will be dressing like a Shiva, and there will be two others who will be Nandi Vringi, the helper of Shiva. They are actually the dead people, they dress like that. One of my friends, he became the Shiva because he was very heavy and tall, and they selected me as a Nandi. I refused. No, either Shiva or nothing else. So this is, they will be dancing, and at the time of dancing, the rhythm will be different type. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namayom. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namayom. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namayom. Please continue, and if you can recite 108 times the blessings of Shiva, I don't know, but is supposed to be on you. Please continue. will be there, with the Khandana. So you will do that. Before that, let us give the Jaya to Shiva. And in the Shiva Jaya, I will say Hara Hara, you only say Mahadev. Hara Hara 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 Mahadev. And traditionally they always put both the hands like this, that I am totally dedicated to you. Hara Hara Mahadev. Hara Hara Mahadev. Hara Hara Mahadev. Thank you very much. You have come all the way in this very cold, chill weather, and I really sincerely pray to Thakurma, Swamiji and Shiva that let their blessings be always on you.